let's go back and go to our next target. And what we had here was a galaxy, NGC 2903. I'm going to put you guys back out. You can tell I'm kind of gun shy now because of that cable problem. I don't want to go through this again. So as we slew to that object,
slewing to coordinates,
I'm going to go back out and watch and make sure that our cables don't get messed up. One of the things that caused it was that our mount is going a little bit
slewing
far
complete,
over the meridian. We're bound to be at least 15 degrees over the meridian there, and that's one of the things that caused it. I just had not allowed enough when I velcroed all the cable down, and I even spun the mount around with the clutches open, making sure that the cabling was okay, but obviously I didn't do well enough. Good luck with the cables. Good luck with the rest of the evening, Doug. I promised my daughter we would watch Gravity. Good for you. Okay, with coffee tomorrow. That's nice of you, Gary. No, I'm glad you're here. I actually was late getting started too, so glad you stopped by, Gary. It's always a pleasure seeing you, and always a pleasure catching yours, and in between your photometry and everything. So appreciate you stopping by. All right, so we're at NGC 2903. Let's put you guys in sharp cap for a second, and let's just find that NGC 2903. Oh, it's a nice galaxy there. Okay, so let's center on that and kind of see where we are in the sky. Let's kind of back off a little bit. So we're kind of, this is southeast here, kind of above between east and southeast. So if you can picture this lion here with these 3 stars and the lion's tail, and kind of picture that it's right out front of the lion's head. That's where that is. Let's go over into sharp cap and reset here first, and let's just do a plate solve if we can and sync so that we make sure that we're centered as possible. We did a new little video today about the site where we're observing. It's on the outskirts of Louisville. Quite a bit of light pollution, but you can see that's a 2.5-minute video about Emerald Hills.
syncing to coordinates,
Find it, and we were just
slewing complete,
0.03 degrees off. So that's not 3/10 of a degree. We were just 3/100ths of a degree off. So our mount is really doing a fine job. So now we're on track. Let's start live. Oh, let's make sure we do our name first, and our NGC 2903. NGC 2903 is our target name. And then let's clear the live stack from the CED73 thing. And let's let it get a frame in there. We're at 30 seconds at 200 gain. Look right there, you can see it right off the bat. It's nice. Wow, that's going to be cool. Let's zoom in a little more. So while that's forming up, NGC 2903, NGC 2903. Okay, so here's the audio about that.
NGC 2903 is the Lion's Tongue Galaxy. It is easily seen in binoculars on clear moonless nights as a pale patch of light just forward of the head of Leo. This large galaxy is easily viewed in small telescopes or large binoculars as an ellipse with slightly condensed middle. The galaxy is bright enough to have joined the famous Messier list of deep sky favorites, but the French comet chaser missed this one. Slightly larger, but still small scopes show fuzzy swirls in this spiral galaxy with very prominent dusty arms. It's a favorite of photographers due to its pleasing look. It measures up to our notions of what a spiral galaxy should look like. In 250mm scope, some bright and dim features in the arms can be seen, and a bright nucleus viewed. Pinpoints of light cover the object. One can almost imagine the galaxy's stars are on display. More than one 19th century observer thought this, but the stars are in our galaxy, mere foreground objects with an immense chasm of space separating us from this other island universe.
If you want, we can reveal a little bit more of the sky here. Let's go back out like this and just see it as a little island there. It's kind of amazing. 9.3. Is that 9.3 megaparsecs? Wow, that's an incredibly long way, isn't it? 9.3 NGC 2903. NGC 2903. So it's a barred spiral galaxy. Yeah, 9.3 megaparsecs, 30.4 million light years. That cannot be right. Surely it's not that far away. That's got to be. Is the M, when it says MLY, does that mean mega light year, or wouldn't it use? That just seems so outlandishly. Yeah, it's 30 million light years away. That is so far. Let's zoom in on it again here. And let's go get our live stack again, so we can make sure we're seeing all of it that we can. Let's put it right there. Wow, you know, it's a little bit too. Look at these lanes starting to show out here. How far out those arms are. See if we can reveal a little bit more of those arms. Yeah, that's just with 4.5 minutes of information data. Let's get this out of our way again. Wow, look at that. We're starting to pick up this spiral arm. Way out here, and that spiral arm. NGC 29.3. What is amazing to me is that this was not, unfortunately, caught by Messier. So it does not have an M number. That's a shame, isn't it? Because it is a very beautiful galaxy. Look at this bar we're starting to see. Let's go back in to 100%. Look at this is clearly a barred galaxy here. And then look at this the inner ring here. And then the way it's throwing that material way out. It's a beautiful galaxy. I'm going to take this picture right here. Something like this. NGC 2903. NGC 2903 will never have a Messier number. Let's get our live stacking frame back. Looks like we're maxing about all we can out of this with 6 minutes of information. That's actually not bad in a light dome of a city, right? So let's save that. Now this big frame, SharpCap saves the entire frame now, exactly as we saw it. Okay. Now let's see, that's NGC 2903. Let's go back over to our targeting software now, which also acts as our logging software. And let's make an observation about that and say, can't believe Messier missed this. Must have been the lights in Paris. And let's grab that picture, 2903. There's our picture. So you can see the bar. Let's go here and say we could clearly see the bar as well as both inner spiral arms and way outer spiral arms. So amazing that it's 30 million light years away. You know, gang, we probably should just pause for a second. And appreciate the fact that that light, can that be possible? That this light started coming our way 30 million years ago. If you think about light as being little photons that are like, I don't know, raindrops or something that are slung out by this thing. Think about little photons that are slung out by this. And then imagine each little photon, because you know that's how light travels in those little photon, little packets of energy, little packets of electrons that are charged, you know, slinging out through space. For 30 million years, I can't even get my arms around that. Those little raindrops have been slung our way, and then inside of, if you can think about this scope, if you can think about that scope as a giant barrel, and then at the end of the barrel we have a bunch of little tiny cups, and that would represent those little chips, little sensors, little cells that are in the camera that we're using. And each little cell is collecting those little raindrops. And it just is baffling to me that we're sitting here on the edge of Louisville, Kentucky, collecting raindrops that were slung out from this thing 30 million years ago. It's taken us nine minutes to get to where we are. But it took 30 million years for the light to get here. That just is amazing to me. 30 million light years is right, Frank is saying. Yeah, it's just beyond my comprehension that something could do that. So let's stop the live stacking. I hate to leave this object because I feel like I'm not doing it justice somehow, but we did snap a picture of it. Let's look at NGC 3180. That's another object. Oh, let me put on my coat because I want to go out and watch cables again. This is crazy. I'm going to slew to this
Slewing
and
to
put you guys over
coordinates.
there. Oh, good. At least we're not going deeper against the meridian backwards. Just kind of watching all the cables here to make sure everything travels correctly. I'm interested to know if you guys, if
Pier
this night
west.
vision is good enough that you can see the impression of my shape here standing beside the scope. So we're swinging around now toward Ursa Major. We're passing up Ursa Major. Cables are still okay. Boy, I'm going to have to observe these cables a lot more because I don't ever want to do that again. Now we're aiming a little bit steeper angle.
Slewing complete.
Boy, it's at a spot in the sky that's not got much going on, so this will be so interesting to see if we can find this thing. Okay, I'm back inside the truck. This is NGC 3180. Let's go here for a second and just search for this. NGC 3180. A bright nebula appearing in the constellation Ursa Major. It's 0.2 arc minutes. NGC 3180. Okay, let's go over to Sharp Cap and let's put our target NGC 3180. And let's do our plate solve, Lord willing. And let's check our exposure while we're doing this. We're at 200 gain at 30 seconds. That was pretty good, wasn't it, for that last galaxy that doesn't have an M number? What was it called? NGC 2903. This one is NGC
Sinking to
3180.
coordinates. Slewing to coordinate.
So we were
Slewing complete.
0.65 degrees off. You know, when we did our polar alignment tonight, we just gave up when it said fair because for some reason it was having a hard time getting closer than fair. Okay, it says we're in the right ballpark. Is that the object, do you think? The stars look okay, don't they? Oh, that could be a little bit of movement there, so. These stars, oh, here we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, so let's reset this just to make sure. And let's get rid of that now. And bring up our live stack and clear the last live stack. And let's reset our colors. And boy, look how much blue it gave us. I think we better let it get another frame there and try those colors again. Okay, now let's try this again. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, so see, here's this galaxy right here. It's going to be nice, isn't it? It's very, we're seeing it at the plane or whatever, the face very well. It's going to be another spiral. These are beautiful stars, aren't they? NGC 3180. Well, now bright nebula. So maybe we're looking at a galaxy, but it's saying that we're supposed to be looking at a nebula. I don't think it's this whole thing. NGC 31, NGC 3180. An emission nebula located in the galaxy NGC 3184. Oh, okay. Galaxy. So the emission nebula I see is up in one of the arms. It's like on the outside of the arm. And the galaxy is actually NGC 3184. So I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's first learn about the galaxy, because that's the bigger picture here. So NGC 3184, spiral galaxy in the constellation Ursa Major. Diameter of 6.9 arc minutes. It's face on with a small nucleus. Yeah, this is interesting, isn't it? Look how tiny of a dot that nucleus is. Let's zoom in a little bit more there if we can. Watching our histogram too. Wonder if that'll look better, a little bit more illuminated. Maybe that sky not quite as black. Maybe it looks better when it's black. Yeah, that brings out the arms a little more. Let's bring this over a little bit more. See if we can bring out those arms. Quite a bit of noise, but this modeling effect will continue to fade out. We have 9 frames, just 4.5 minutes. That modeling will continue to fade as we collect more data. Discovered by William Herschel in 1787, so Messier didn't see this one either. It's got regions of ionized hydrogen, surface brightness of 14 magnitude, so low surface brightness. LSB is what they call that. Diffuse galaxies with a surface brightness of less than 1 magnitude lower than that of the ambient night sky. 12 megaparsecs. So once again, that's trying to just do that math. Would that be 40 million-ish? 40 million light years, right? Would that be, or no, 30, closer to 30 million. Just doing the math. 30 million light years. Now, the nebula that we were originally going to go see, NGC 3180, is in one of the outer arms. Now, how are we going to be able to see which arm this is in? It's got a little bit of a ring to it. Here, I think it's talking about out here. Wonder if we boost the mids a little bit. if we'll be able to see. We still got 5 viewers. Thank you all who are hanging with us. We're going a little bit over 10 o'clock because we got a late start. If you're just joining us, we had a cable problem during a slew that moved us past the meridian. I had not allowed enough slack in the cable or something, and it caught on something and it snagged the cable and bent the fitting. So I went offline and I was able to repair the cable and get everything connected again. But as a result, we're going a little bit past the 10 p.m. Eastern that we thought would be the end of our stream, and we're just doing that because we got started so late. Right now, the galaxy that we're looking at, let's see, the galaxy 31, the galaxy is 3184, and originally we came here to look at a nebula that was said to be 3180. And that nebula, we believe, is right out here in this arm, but that is kind of hard for us to pick out. I wonder if we go over here, GC 3180, I wonder if we look, did we look in our GC 3180? Yeah, let's center on that and see if we can get it labeled in our planetarium software. Yeah. So 3180. Make sure you guys are looking at this with me. Yeah. So 3180. See that bright star there? Let's try to find that bright star. And let's don't confuse it with that. 3181. Boy, that is going to be hard to find, that emission nebula. 3180. We picked a very hard target. But if you can think about, we're going out toward that bright star and then go off to the right at a little bit more acute than a right angle. There should be a little dark matter there, and then right above that dark nebula toward the 90-degree angle. Okay, let's go back to sharp cap. Okay, so there's that bright star. So if we come out of that, and then that dark material is here, so that emission nebula is right there. Let's go back to our, yeah. And boy, zooming in, they don't give us a very good picture of this, do they? Very diffuse, but I think we're going to have to accept the fact that we are at the limit of, but we did come out here to this bright star. We came across at less than 90 degrees. There's that dark matter, and here's that little arc. So this is that nebula that they're describing, and you can kind of see why it doesn't fit with the spiral arm. Look, the spiral arm is this way, and look at that spiral arm, and it just ends. And at the end of the spiral arm is this nebula. Man, that's amazing. So I'm going to take a picture of this. And I kind of feel like we need to annotate the picture. I wonder if I can do that. Let's try. I guess we'll use a highlighter. No, I don't like that. It kind of, There we go. That'll be good enough. Now we'll save that, and it's NGC 3180. And we'll go back over here. Well, how amazing is that? Let's do an observation here. Wow, we are so pressing it to the limit. But we did see this nebula in a place where a spiral arm shouldn't be. And now let's go to attachments. And let's grab that picture in GC 3180. And see what I did is I just annotated it here to show where this nebula is located in the galaxy. And then that is 3184. What we'll do now is we'll add 3184 in GC 3184, and we'll do a quick observation of it and say, beautiful galaxy, what's up with no Messier number? And then we'll grab that NGC 3180 again picture and just use the same picture. Okay, so you see how our workflow goes. I think that's where we'll call it, gang. We've already made you stay past the night that you should, because like I say, I got started late. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a lot of fun, and we will look forward to doing this again next time. I'll try to do my cable management better, so you guys are not having to stay up later. Frank and anybody else who's out there joining us, thank you for being a part of this, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. I think we'll go ahead and call it for tonight because you're already 20 minutes past the time that we hoped to end. So good night, and God bless.